All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to stream. Hold on, let me get something set up real quick. Second. There we go. All right, how's everybody doing? What's up, Kevin Jones, Cryophobia, Mattias, welcome. Today, we're gonna do a little bit of 3D modeling of maybe some ghouls, some goblins, some ghastly beings. Hi again, welcome back, Clippy. Alright. Delightful it is I, welcome Cryophobia. Alright, let me get this set up, there we go. Hopefully it actually captures my model this time. 1 second. Yep, there we go. There's my little head. Hello everyone, Nox here. Welcome in, Nox. Welcome Rhino Rui. So hopefully I got it somewhat right. Welcome, Michelle. Some Wendigos, potentially. I got a whole list of ghastly goblins and ghouls that we can go over here. I pulled up the wiki pages. Alright, we're gonna be well informed on this. New background? Yeah, it's my desktop background. Little lighthouse. Okay, I got some prime picks here. I haven't settled on which one we're gonna do though, so hopefully you guys can help me figure that out. Ningen. Or maybe it's Ningen. I don't know how you pronounce it. These guys, I like these guys quite a bit. I think they're pretty prime inspo. But I already did a poster of them a while back. Yeah, I did it based on this image. I think it's still in my community post somewhere.
I like the lighthouse.
Yeah, dude, the movie's so good. I also appreciate it too. Thank you very much. Let me get that little like, a little heart. Nice, welcome back, Smile Guy. First time I'm in the live here. Welcome. Welcome to the crew. You finally made it. Hopefully I can do these more regularly if I don't keep getting sick, you know? That would be ideal. A lot of smiles, hell yeah, I'd love to see it. So these are my first pick, but you guys, you maybe help me pick which one we're actually gonna start with, alright? So we got Ningen, we got the Loch Ness Monster, obviously a classic. I have Not Deer on here, but honestly I don't know what I would do with Not Deer. Like, we just make it a deer, but maybe a little creepier looking. Plus, it would be a little too close to. Honestly, you know, I'm gonna veto Not Deer. They're cool. They're a cool cryptid, but I'm gonna veto them because they would just be a deer. And this one I looked over recently. We can actually get rid of that one. Antarctic Godzilla's got some cool concept art. Yeah, this one in particular tickles my brain. Delightfully full stream, just one thing missing, a little goofy guy. Yeah, if anybody wants to fulfill the goofy guy quota, feel free to go for it. I think, honestly, I'm gonna rank them. Because I just got a bunch of things that looked or sound interesting up before stream, and we can look through, like, some prime candidates. I think the Enfield Monster's gotta be up there. These are, like, my top 3. We're gonna do a little tier list before we get started. Hi Megla, welcome to Twilight Notice. And Lotus. Good lord, I'm dyslexic. What the hell is that? That's what I'm saying. Dude, okay, if you ever want a good, like, little afternoon, all you gotta do, go to the Cryptid Wiki and just, like, start scrolling. There's some crazy stuff on here. We got the Enfield Monster, Arctic Godzilla I'll put down here just because I like that one image, but I don't... Actually, wait, this kind of rocks. I'm kind of a fan of this, not gonna lie. I'll keep that one. I am a sucker for anything aquatic. So, you know, I do have a bias here. This is just like a full list. Look at this. You can find some crazy stuff on here. Here, let's go next page. I'll just click on a random one, see if there's anything cool. Hap Hap. What is that? That's just a mammoth. Don't lie to me. Give me something cool. Giant pan. Okay. Hold on now. What is a cryptid about this? I need to know. often referred to simply as the panda or panda bear, is a bear species native to China. Yeah, this is a well-documented species. What do you mean it's a cryptid? For centuries, the giant panda was known primarily through local legends and folklore in China. So it's just a panda but big. Okay. You know what? I don't need to know. We're moving on. The eyes. Yeah, the eyes on this thing. I think I'm going to have to take some art inspo from this, even if we don't make this. This might be what we're going with. Honestly, I'm putting that right up there next to Ninja. Because that kind of rocks. Wendigo's a prime pick, obviously. We're going to do lore accurate, though. Right? We're not making any deer heads here. Okay, it's going to be like an actual Wendigo. Yeah, none of this. More of whatever this is. Honestly, this kind of looks cool. I've never seen something with a mouth like that. Oh, wait, is that what... It is kind of like the Until Dawn one. I didn't know that it was modeled off of that sort of protruding mouth, actually. That kind of rocks. Again, what the hell's the Antarctic Godzilla picture? I don't know. It varies massively. We got everything from this chubby, goofy little guy to actual horror. So, honestly, it seems like it's open to interpretation. Can we do the panda? Listen, as much as I would love to do the panda, it is just a panda. I don't know what would possibly make it a cryptid. Oh, we got a list of mer-persons here. Oh yeah, I don't... I had this one up just because I wanted y'all to see this really quick. This is a cryptid. Just like, let it soak in. There are people hunting this thing. They're like, no, I swear it was real. Someone wants this to be their claim to fame if they find it one day. Which, honestly, I can't blame them. So, you know, if you want to go hunting, where's it at? Let's see. Hold on, sightings. Origins of the repto-mammalian hybrids remain shrouded in mystery. Sightings of these animals have measurably increased during the past decade. Damn, I don't know where you can find the... I'm not going to say that because I feel like it feels too close to a slur, but if you want to find that, get hunting, okay? Corfu Island creature. This one, I think, lends the most artistic... Like, I can interpret this the most. I think, if I remember correctly, they determined it was just like a paddle or something that was, like, warped by the ocean, but I kind of like what it's making my brain see, so I'm going to put that one up there. And we could probably come back to some of these later. And this one, I don't know why I have this one. We can leave that. I don't want to do anything with fur on live because it takes way too long to get it groomed and looking proper. Actually do the Loch Ness Scotland forever. It wouldn't be a bad start. Going with old Nessie. I just say, it is kind of crazy that a whole urban legend came from this. Just like one, which, if it wasn't taken in a loch, I would assume is a whale's nether regions. Like, this doesn't look like much of anything, if we're being honest. But it was taken in a... I mean, I guess allegedly it was taken in a loch. They could have just lied, but... Allegedly, it was taken in Loch Ness. So, couldn't be a whale. I want to draw something, but I don't know what to draw. Can y'all give me something to draw? Alright, listen. How about... I'm going to give you one of these cryptids. Let's pick a random mer person. What is, Huntington Beach Monster. Let's see. What is the Huntington Beach Monster? Is in California. Okay. Well, that's not... I gotta say, there is a little bit of magic, lost nowadays that we have high-definition cameras and AI.
Make SMTH like Arctic-based. It can low-key just terrorize the researchers down there. Trust me on this. That
is a good move. That's what... Okay, so we could definitely go with something like whatever Antarctic Godzilla is. There's another wonderful artistic interpretation. So we can go something like that. Ningen are like pale and white, so that could be Arctic. I think they're also supposed to be found in the Arctic, so that's cool. I don't know about the Corfu Island creature. Alright, for now, I'm going to leave this whole document open, because honestly we can get to all of them at some point, but just for the first stream. Also, thanks for the $5. Let me give that a little like, a little heart. Alright, we're going with Ice Monster. So, for now, Nessie, I'm putting you to the back. Huntington Beach, this is nothing. This is pixels. I don't know what that is. Mer people can go way to the back of the line. Wendigo, way to the back. That's not Arctic. Enfield, I don't know where Enfield is, but you can go to the back. Alright, it's between Antarctic Godzilla, which has a lot of room for interpretation, seemingly, or Ningen. So I'll start a little vote. Hold on. Start a poll. What spooky shall we make? Number 1, Ningen. Or number 2, Arctic Godzilla. There we go. Polls live. Get voting. I leave it to you. We can get whichever ones we don't end up doing, we can do in future streams. But for now, we gotta pick one. We gotta stick to it. Okay. This is what we got to cook with Ningen. At least in terms of some concepts. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's barely anything. And then Arctic Godzilla's got the most range. Anywhere from this giant demon serpent to weird human-faced, like, seal thing. So I'll give it 10 more seconds on that poll. Let y'all digest that. You're basically making Godzilla as a mammal, since reptiles can't survive in the Arctic. I vote he's like a sheep goat or some thing. So cool. Oh yeah, cool horns. That's true. Yeah, he's gonna be like a mammalian sea beast thing. Kind of like a weird, messed up, human-faced seal or something. I'll close the poll. 3, 2, 1, end poll. Looks like it's Arctic Godzilla all the way. Alright. I can work with this. Let's get some of these reference images. I definitely want to go with this design, I think. This one kind of rocks. Save image. Let me put it over here. Just so that I don't spoil anything if I save it to the wrong folder. Where is the thing? Why isn't this showing up? Alright, desktop. Monsters. No, where's the folder that I... Oh, Cryptid. There we go. I'll save it in there. Nice. Antarctic Godzilla 1. Actually, let me just hide the screen in case I end up doing spoilers on accident. I don't want to spoil the next video. Alright, Antarctic. Or I guess I'll just look up, like, seals. Seals are a good base. No, not Seal. I'm not looking up Seal, the artist. I'm looking up the Arctic seal. Alright, save image as. Cryptid. Bada boom. Put it there. And the last image we'll do like. Does anybody know off the top of their head the name of that lizard SCP that like can't die? 108. Wait, no, 682. That's what it is, 682. Alright, I'm gonna get a couple pictures of 682. SCP 682. Original image. Dang it, I like spoilers. I know, I'm sorry, but I gotta keep my secrets. Save image as. Cryptid, yes. Save image as. Also cryptid, yes. And then save image as. Also cryptid. There we go. Alright, I think we got good reference material here now. Alright. I want to draw a Wendigo, but I can't remember what they look like. They're basically like tall, lanky, pale corpse people, for the most part. I'd say look up Until Dawn Wendigo, and base it off that, because it's a pretty peak design right there. Time to draw a Wendigo after stream for real. Alright. Let's get to it. Let's see. Cryptid reference images. Alright, this is going to be our basis right here. Antarctic Godzilla. There you are, hello. And then we'll put this also as like a little inspo, because I'm going to try and take a few liberties with the design. Put that there. Just as like I can put it in the corner there. And then for the body, work with a seal design, kinda. It is a bit of a mishmash here of, we got a terrifying horror eyes, kind of weird haircut, literal, like, corpse of, I'm assuming it's like, well, it's got teeth, so it can't be a whale. It's something. And then little seal here. Look at him. Little sea puppy. Alright. That should do it. And now we can get modeling. You know what? I'm going to draw the Loch Ness Monster the Scottish way? Hell yeah. Alright. Wait, what was that? Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright. Let me make this visible in perspective, because I don't want it to... depth... perspective, there we go. I'm just going to copy that to everything. There we go. Oh, that didn't do it. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties. Did that do it? There we go. Alright, I'm going to put this one behind just a little bit. We only really need the body shape. Walrus, basically. It's gonna be like a demon walrus. Take a little bit more. I mean, I know it's... I can essentially just make a tube, but I do want the reference image there just for guidance. Alright, let's get to it. Subdivision. First step of literally everything. Always subdivide. Move that there. Bring this back. Subdivide it like a million times. Give a little loop cut. Bring that forward. And then scale that in. We can make it a little unusually long just to kind of enhance creepiness factor. Go for that, make that thinner. Alright, and then bring that back. Should be a good, nice base for the body. The idea of how a Wendigo looks like has changed over centuries. Originally it looked way different than the deer skull and the black body. Yeah, there's like there's two ideas. There's like the actual original like folklore Native American version, which is a lot more like a corrupted human, and then white guys came to America and they were like, deer monster for Hollywood, and then that kind of changed for a while. I have a whole video on it, you know? It's crazy. Finally back after a month. Hey, listen, you only missed, I guess if it's been a month, like one stream since I was sick for when we should have done the last one, so it's alright. You didn't miss much. Let's get another cube. Scale that down. It's almost kind of manatee-like right now, so I want to make this a little more like an actual tail. How do we do models here? How's that going to translate on? Okay, that's not really what I want it to do. Hold on. There we go. And then if I make it active element. There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright. Scale on the Y. Bring it down on the Y. Scale it on the X as well. Let's make it a little longer. Somewhat. There we go. Kind of seal-like, kind of more mermaid-ish, but it still kind of works. I mean, we got interpretation here about what this is, whether it's a foot or a tail or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go with tail. That's what I'm doing. Damn, I don't even know where the tall black deer look got to me, to be honest. I mean, it used to be... It's kind of like a Hollywood idea for it. So it's not really accurate to the original design of a Wendigo, but, you know, Hollywood got to it, and they're like, we need to zhuzh it up, make it spookier. And so they threw a deer head on it. I like both designs, but I consider them separate things now. I can sculpt that out a little bit later. Actually, let's just grab it and move it up entirely. There we go. Am I late? Nah, not at all. Alright, let's see. I want to give him kind of like weird grabby claws on the side. As I'm back in my DHMIS phase, I need to know what that acronym means. There's so many acronyms online nowadays, I can't keep track of them all. They stole the deer head thing from SCP actually, Lamont. Really? Is that true? That's actually kind of crazy, so. I thought it was like a Hollywood thing. Alright, let's give it actual arms now. Cube. I want to kind of like map out the tendons a little bit. Make it kind of weird, thin arms. So let's give him like prominent shoulders, actually. Bring these up and scale it on the X. Then rotate it up a bit. I think... So let's maybe bring this in. So that's a little less rounded and a little more torso-like. Or you know what, we'll have to... Actually, if we want to do that right, we need to bring it down to the bottom, and the head will come up from there. That's what it's going to be. Alright, I can see the vision now. So I've been really waiting for the Mackenzie's Learning Loud video. Listen, I'm working on it. It's just now that I've got a job, it's a lot more difficult to find time for. But hopefully I'm going to be getting more time freed up soonish. But we'll see. It's kind of one of those things where I want to work on it more, but it's, you know, I only have as much time as I have. Let's see, this Alt-S on everything else but the ends. There we go. That's good. Rotate it a little bit more, bring it down a bit. I think that might actually work. I'm a computer guy. Everything made out of buttons and wires, hell yeah. I am computer man. And then let's bring this backward a bit. Yeah, there we go. I'll have to move this. There we go. Alright, I think that's good. What kind of job is it? Is it like working at a diner? I'm working in, like, medical stuff. It's a lot. Okay. A lot of paper, documents, scan, send. Hang out at cooler. Alright, let's so I want it to have kind of a long neck. I mean, not too long, but longer than a seal has. Seal's kind of just like a, not to insult any seals, but a bit of a thumb. So let's extrude that and scale that in a little bit. Oh, Dr. Megla, exactly. I'm running around throwing pills at people. I go to patient, I say, hey, you have sickness, and then I walk away. I don't specify. I don't elaborate. Did I get a degree for this? No. But only the best doctors have no degrees. Let's seal this down a bit. Too much yeast will make your teeth go gray? Damn. Gotta cut out the bread then. Alright. Cuboid. Alright, how's this head looking? Kinda... So we kinda want a bit of a longer head. Kinda like a... almost like a muzzle? Not sure. Hope it doesn't take a year. It shouldn't take a year if everything goes according to plan, but it is definitely one of those things where, like, I only had so much time to work on it even this last week, you know? I got, like, some logs made and some twigs, and that was about all I really had time to work on without going crazy. But hopefully, I should be swapping over to part-time soon-ish, which means I'd have a lot more time freed up to work on stuff like this. Let's grab this. Kind of hone it in a little bit. I can sculpt it later, make it look a lot better. You gotta give it those weird arm things. Yeah, that's what I'm... Actually, I got like halfway through that. I should just model that out first, because that's gonna be crucial to how it looks. Make it come out the back like this, and then maybe I could duplicate it. And bring it out. Rotate it on the Z. Let's make this active. Rotate it on the Z. Does that work? Somewhat. Let's make it thinner. Let's make it thinner everywhere but the joint, I think is the goal. So I'll do another little cut here and make this thinner. There we go. Okay, I think this... Let's actually bring this in a little bit. Alright, I'm liking the vibe. I just need to give it gross, big, bony hands. That's what I'm envisioning for this. Y scale. So let's kind of make it like tendon by tendon. The fuck is that thing he's making? It's a team. A gross Arctic cryptid monster demon. Based off of this reference of Arctic Godzilla, but I'm going to take my own liberties. I'm going to zhuzh it up a little bit. Okay, so let's make this kind of palm-shaped. This thing has to swim, so I hope it's aerodynamic. It's going to be like a bit of a... I mean, it's probably not going to be 100% aerodynamic, but it's going to be something. That's for sure. Alright, and then grab this side. Oh, this is way too thick. Hold on. Scale that down. This is some wonderful demon music right here. Scale it on the Y. Alright. I think that's good. Let me actually look at my hand just really quick. So if this was my left hand, it'd be down. Yeah, so we want to slant that way a bit. That looks better. Wondering if those arms are strong enough for its body. It's kind of one of those things where I think it runs off of crackhead energy, you know? Very real phenomenon. Let's scale this in just a bit. You also got to consider if most of its time is going to be spent underwater, then probably doesn't need too much force to propel itself. Okay, and then let's give it bony fingers. G, Y, scale down. Alright, gonna develop one finger portion. Here we go, that's nice. Oh, my audio cut out for some reason. Don't know why that happened. It's back now, though. Alright, let's get a thumb in here and see how we feel about it. Easy. I'm gonna make it medium point so it stops doing that. Actually, never mind. Active element was better. Looks like it's forced itself onto land, so it must hunt seals or polar bears. Yeah. I'm thinking most of this stays in the water. It kind of just breaches up to get this bit out, to grab stuff and bring it down. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this. Alright, so let's get one joint in. See if that's like too long of a thumb. Yeah, for sure that's too long. So this one will be more like actual fingers. So we'll take these actually and just bring them up here. And boom. Phalanges. Hold on. Yeah. I can adjust size as we go. Because I'll definitely need to make pinkies smaller, for example. Yeah, it's like let's make this a little bit less, or a little bit shorter. Actually, can I scale it from here? That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Nope, still not what I wanted to do. I don't know what is going wrong here. There we go. Alright, scale that down. And alt scale it a little bit. There we go. Fighting polar bears is pretty big ass, not gonna lie. Seals maybe, but polar bears are on demon time. I mean, again, you underestimate crackhead energy. Alright, and then this one I'll leave here. This one I'm gonna make bigger. My goddamn, I have to come back in. Hold on. Does that work? There we go. Nice. Make this one longer. I'll thin it down just so it's a little more congruent. Maybe rotate it just a bit. Alright, some lovely little demon fingers. gonna take one of these and actually I want to give it like kind of those hand tendons. So let's see that from the top. Thin it down. Grab it, move it up. Let's see how this looks. If I just copy paste it, you can meld it in later. GZZ, bring that down. GZZ, bring it down. And GZZ, I'll bring that one down a little bit. Alright. Oh wait, doesn't have a finger on that one. That's a little incorrect. Hold on, let me fix that. Actually, you know what? I can just go back and do the hand tendons again. Undo, fix, thank you, there we go. Alright, there we go. That's better. Put that there, put that there. I'm gonna actually have to make them converge all at one point. So maybe, hold on, before I commit to all of those, I'm just gonna make this one longer. Anyways, I'll come back to stream later, because I'm gonna go get in and out. Dude, I want in and out to be where I'm at so bad. It's annoying that it's only, I mean, I guess they're expanding a little bit, but for now it's mostly at states where I'm just not, so kind of annoying. That sounds delicious, so we'll see you later. Now I'm hungry. This is what you've done to me. You've cursed me. Let's see. There. Put that there and make it kind of converge a bit. Easy. There we go. Duplicate. That should do it. I think maybe we thin the hand a little bit. Yeah, I can kind of see it coming together now. That's what you like to see. Alright, we gotta bring this one out though. There we go. Okay, bring this up. Alright. That's gonna look good when it's remeshed. Hold on, actually, let's just slap remesh on it right now. See what it looks like. Okay, well that's not really what I wanted to do.
Mega listen to Walls from Shipwrecked 64.
True. I wonder if that's on Spotify actually. Is the Shipwrecked soundtrack on here? Shipwrecked. Appreciate the 2, by the way. Shipwreck 64. Waltz. I'm gonna play a brief second of this. This may very well be something that someone just listed as Waltz, and it's not actually Waltz. Hold on. Is this it? No, it actually is. Yeah, I'm gonna add that to the thing really quickly. Is this the original artist? Is the artist named Sandy? Or is this someone else? Know your place, Ashes Ashes. What is Ashes Ashes? Is that... Here, actually, let me confirm this before I play it, just in case I'm playing a cover, because sometimes people will make covers and then stuff like this will get copyright struck. Give it a like and a heart really quickly. Okay. Who made the music for Shipwrecked 64? Sandy. Alright, yeah. Alright, cool. I'm actually just gonna add these to the playlist thing, because I want all of these. Bring me back my stream window. There we go. Turn up a little bit. I'll add that one to the playlist. Stream. Add this one to the playlist. Stream. And then, which one's so long? Oh, that one's like the end credit one. I'm not gonna add that one. Alright, waltz it is. Where did it go? There it is. Waltz. Nice. We're vibing. Yeah, actually, thanks for the recommendation, because I did not know that they were on Spotify. Probably should have checked, but, you know, that takes effort. Okay, so let's bring this down, see what it might actually kind of look like. Oh, yeah, you see that? Okay, that is exactly what I want. That's good. I haven't made many good hands. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think this is a good hand. I'm a fan of this hand. Let's make this 0.15. Alright, cool. I'm gonna hide it for now. And then let's bring... Actually, let's mess with the tips a bit, because right now they kind of look like weird in just every way. Normal. So GZ. Let's... No, maybe Y? Actually, wait. If I just rotate this. There we go. That's more like an actual finger. That works. Rotate on the Y. Gives me a better basis to work with later. And I'll scale it down a bit so that they're not as bloated at the tips. Rotate on the Y. Scale it down a bit. And these... Nope. Nope. Alt S. There we go. Alright, how does that look? That's nice. I like that. Kind of thin and bony. This is a dramatic tone shit in music, but you know what? We'll go with it. Just get back to my writing while this plays. Nice work while someone else works. Yeah. It's good to have something going in the background. You have to know what sub I got. I got 11 sub. Oh, I thought you said sub sandwich. Can you tell I'm hungry? I ate a salad, but I need more sustenance. I was thinking about getting some shawarma. Shawarma's so good, dude. Why did I grab it? I need to duplicate. That's what I need to do. There we go. Man, that's a kind of wacky looking thumb, but we can work it into something. You know, I think if I make it flatter, that's gonna help it out a bit. Or you know what? No, hold on. I know. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the base here, grab that, and then just rotate it down. If you have a thumb at a lower spot, just for a resting position, that makes it way easier to rig later. A pro tip. I'll make this one a little bit thicker, but also a little bit smaller. A little bit thicker again. And rotate Y, and then we'll take this one, and also rotate it up a little bit. There we go. That's more like a thumb. And we can just extrude some mass out here. Take this, slide it up, extrude. See what we can do about this. Alright, that kind of does it. Let's see what that looks like remeshed. It's a little too much, actually. Try that again. Maybe it doesn't need the extrusion. I just like bring it out a little bit. No, the extrusion kind of worked a little better. Maybe it wasn't small enough. Let me just look at my actual thumb. How does it... Okay. I think I see what the issue is. So extrusion works, but bring it down. Scale it down quite a lot. Do some of this. Definitely bring it down a lot. And the thumb needs to be even lower. Alright, how does that look? Looks better. It's a little more workable. I can sculpt it later. Let's bring it and just Alt-S. That's a little too not bony. Yeah, just bring this up. I'm gonna spend like a million years on hands, but you know what? There's a reason they're the hardest thing to do in art. Alright. They're very finicky. Alright, nice. And rotate that here a bit. And just bring it out a little more. Alright, we're cooking. I think that's the move. Look at those hands. Those graspers. Yeah, it's wonderful. Alright. Time to work on the head. No head? That's what I was gonna say. So no head? No, we have head. We just need to make it look right. Okay. What kind of style of head do I want? That's the issue here, really. I could just kind of try and replicate this. We need to make the neck a little thicker if we're gonna do that. That or the head smaller, and I think neck thicker makes more sense. Maybe not that thick. You know what it is? It's just the head needs to be lower on the neck. Definitely thinner. Median point. There we go. There we go. It's a little more reasonable. Alright, cool. Scale this on the X, no Y. There we go. Alright, and then if we do something kind of like this. Nah, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, this is gonna be the roughest part of it. Okay, let's get this back a bit. We'll add a separate cube. That'll probably give us the shape that we actually want. Scale there. A bit more of an actual, like, muzzle shape. Sharpen that up. Bring it up. Okay. That's something. It's a base that I can work with. I want to sharpen up the jaw just a little bit at the bottom. then grab this. Bring this up. Alright, I think we're getting closer to an actual design now. Okay, this is a little rough to navigate. There we go. Gonna widen it a bit at the base. Alright. This works. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do, because the hands are a lot more detailed, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the hands in their entirety and just make them their own thing that I'll come back to later. So that's its own model. Those can be done at a later point because I want more, or I guess less detail to start on the base mesh. Cube, hide. There we go. So for now we're just working on this. Sculpts. Let's bring down, or no, up the red, or yeah, no, down the resolution. No mirror. Okay. Let's thicken up the neck a bit at the base. And then maybe sharpen this. Alright. We gotta give him spinies. I think we have spinies, that's gonna pull it together a bit. Oh, wait, no, we want it to be the same thing. There we go. Bring that there. Scale that down. Make that way tinier. Add a little loop cut there. Slide that forward. And the whole thing scale on the Z. Alright. I think that'll work. So we just take these and we bring them down the line. Nice. Like that. Actually, let's smooth this one a bit forward. And that can be the last one on the line. There we go. Nice. It's like a narwhal's nose thing that senses stuff, probably, so it can detect stuff on the surface. That's true. We can give it some weird horns at the front. Bring this up. Oh, that's curved to the side. That's not what I wanted it to be at all. Hold on, that looks a little wrong when you look at it from here. Let's start over. How did that happen? Alright, there we go. It's actually still off. Okay, there we go. Yeah, don't know how that happened. Alright, is that correct? There we go. Looks like a seal or walrus, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna, it's, the general shape of it is kind of gonna be more seal or walrus-like, but once we get to actual, like, detailed sculpting, that's when we're gonna get kind of creepy with it. You know, actually, before I even add spinies, let's just give it a whole thing. Or maybe I could even add them later. Yeah, we'll do them later. For now, this is good. We'll work with this. Give it a Control S, and just so that we have backups. This is always smart to do backups. Gonna name this Body 1, and this Arms 1. Standing here, I realize you're just like me, tried to make history. Spinies are either for splitting ice or sensing things, I think. Yeah, kind of like what do killer whales do? What's that called? When they kind of like swim under the ice and they crack it by just kind of like brushing up against the bottom of it. I think if you get like, ooh, that could be cool. It's like a shredding spine that actually cracks the ice. Like an ice-breaking spine. I'm down with that. This works. I'm seeing the vision more clear every day. Every second. It's coming together more and more. And maybe, actually, wait, you know what we could do? Because for the face, once we get to that, I want to have some reference images. So let me go back to our little cryptid hunt tab. Leopard. Seal. Spooky. Leopard seals are a mix between the cutest things ever and actual demons. I think if we base it off of this, this could be good. Look at that. Kind of frightening, not gonna lie. Wouldn't want to be in the water with this thing. It's kind of cute, kind of scary. Yeah, I think if we do leopard seal for the face, that's the vibe. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be basing the face off a leopard seal. It's gonna have messed up spinies. Alright, it's coming together. I'm gonna hide my screen so that I don't spoil anything again, but I'm gonna save this image. Under cryptid, and then save. Let's do for teeth. I'll do this side one. For cryptid. Alright, cool. I have reference images of leopard seals. We're cooking. Alright. Let me grab the images. I don't think we need this seal anymore. We've essentially got the body shape that we want. So I'm going to delete that. Alright, and where are my leopard seals? There's one. Grab that. So let's get that looking right. Nice. Okay, so we can actually even just adjust the neck and body a little bit. Make it make a little more sense. Bring that up there. Just kind of make it a tube from a strong tube from the body to the neck. Alright, cool, cool, cool. It's gonna be good. I think we got it. Yeah, sharpen it up a bit. This down just a bit. Alright, how's that look? Looks pretty good. Alright, and if we make the nose bridge a little more uniform. Why can I not select it? There we go. Let me just bring this forward. And then this down. There we go. That'll do it. Alright. Yeah, this should be good. Actually, let me make this. I'm gonna add a loop cut here, and then make this thinner at the front. There we go. There we go, that flows a lot better. It's looking good! Alright. Control S, and then are the arms still lined up and with the artistic vision? I think we need to make them a bit thicker at the base. And then they transform into bony a bit more. I think this, right now it's kind of clashing. But I think if we come back to it, we can make it a little more coherent. Those arms need more meat, yeah. These, because it sucks, because I want it to be bony, but I also kind of like the leopard seal idea. Maybe we have to go back on the whole bony thing. Yeah, because right now it definitely clashes. Maybe. Okay, I know that I've made a lot of designs that feel like a demon living inside of the corpse of another thing, but hear me out. Maybe we got leopard seal exterior. These arms are coming out of wounds on the sides. Leave a little bit of exposed rippage here. I just scaled them up, the arms. I mean, yeah, I guess we could just try that. Scale them up, move them on the sides. Actually, that kind of, yeah, I think that kind of did it. Yeah, there we go. It's a little more coherent and still kind of lanky demon energy. Alright, and then once we combine them, we can make this more of like a shoulder blade type situation that melds a little better. Let me move this down for now. Yeah, that helps. And move this also down. Oh, wait, it wasn't doing it. Symmetrical. Symmetrical. Why is it not doing the thing? Hello? Is it not symmetrical? What? Okay, hold on. Apply. Rotation. No. What are you smoking? This is symmetrical. Alright, mesh. Symmetrize. No, I don't want to line down the middle. Oh, why is it doing this to me? Sometimes Blender, I don't know. Oh, wait. Nope, still doesn't work. Okay. Whatever, I'll do it manually. Scale it on the X, bring it down. And then same here. Scale it on the X, bring it down. There we go. Alright, I think that works for now. Okay. I don't know why this isn't back up, so that needs to be up there. And then these I'm gonna duplicate and then place up here. And then we're gonna set it and forget it. Arms, go invisible for now. Save, and then apply all that. And then get to sculpting an actual demon out of this. POV that one kid when you pull out chips in class, yeah, he's gonna come sprinting at you through the ice. Alright, what's going on, Sir Knox? I feel like there's been a lot going on in chat right now. Friends gotta come for it now. 26, they're just ignoring. Sounds like they ain't friends then. I just give them some time. Alright. Also feels a little more sleek now that I've kind of slimmed it down. Okay, let's sculpt this. So I think general shape-wise, it's pretty good. Would this actually work as like little spinies? Not what I wanted to do, but I guess it went for it. Interesting. That kind of lumps it up. That's a little strange. Okay. I guess we'll just use regular brushes. No need to get fancy. Okay. I want spinies. Alright. So then if we were to do that... Actually, wait, because... Yeah, then we can do the... Let's actually go back before I applied it, because we can add the spinies manually, like I was doing earlier. Add... What creature you're designing today? We're basing it off of something called Arctic Godzilla, although it's very loosely based on it. I'm mostly just using my own artistic liberties, because if we go back to the page, I can pull it up here. Antarctic Godzilla. Designs range anywhere from this little weird water ape thing down to like actual demon serpent from hell with claws and everything, all the way down to whatever this is. So we're kind of using our imagination a bit on this one, but I mean, you know, it's not like it's a real thing. Oh, is this? Oh, wow. Guys, they got a picture of him. He's real! Oh my god! Mystery solved, he's real. Close the case. Okay. Let's make a spiny. Scale down, sharpen, scale to like, I'm gonna just do 0.001, because I don't want it to be 0, but, you know. Just scale it up a little bit, just so it's not like mathematically impossible or anything. Alright. G, Y, Y. Actually, let's get it out of the body first. G, Y, Y. And same thing here on the bottom. G, Y, Y. G, Y, Y. Alright. We're gonna have to increase the resolution a bit so that it doesn't completely mess up when I do it. Alright. Scales easy. Sawfish, hell yeah. At least there's some clothespins, but then becoming in high school, they started to become memories. I mean, yeah. That's what it is. People kind of drift from time to time. Okay, let's... Where do we want the spinies to start? I'm gonna make the peak of it here, and then it'll get smaller and lower profile as it goes along. Scale that down. Alright, how does that look on there? I kind of want it to be, it should probably be a more prominent feature, especially if it's going to be like breaking through ice. So let's make it bigger. Go big, go bold. Oh, hell yeah. Perfect music. We're in the zone now. I'm feeling it. Okay. I think the rest of them after this point can just kind of be like spiny bumps. So how does this look? Looks pretty decent. And I can sculpt on some like shoulder blades and stuff. Streams a vibe? Hell yeah, glad to hear it. Alright, and then I'm gonna make these kind of scale down a bit and go up to the top. Okay, that kind of stuff. I guess if it is like Arctic Godzilla, then this wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Terminate there. Right, we definitely need more resolution. Looking good, looking good. Alright, we're gonna scale this one down a little bit though, because it is a bit massive. There we go. Perfect. Alright, save. Apply, select this, separate selection, delete that because it's just loose stuff. And now we got a clean mesh. I mean, not clean, but cleanish to work with. Alright, how long have we been going for? Oh, what? Send feedback to Google. I don't what you're talking about. There we go. 112.
Megala, give it cute little sheep ears, I beg of you.
Yeah, I'll give it little ears. Little droopies. Appreciate the 2. Give it a little like, a little heart. There we go. Alright, if we give them little sheep ears. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I want. What is... Oh, okay. I didn't know that was the mask shortcut. Okay, cool. Good to know. Let's give him little ears. Up at the top. Mirror. Subdivide. Make it like 3. Scale that back. What do sheep ears look like? Am I like insane? Why do I not know this? Sheep ears. Why is it taking so long to load? Alright, there we go. Interesting. Alright, cool. I'm gonna work with this reference image. Put that in cryptids. Nice. And then go to my folder and then slap it in there and bada bing, bada boom. What? Oh. There we go. That's a big sheep. Alright. Get him out of here. Become small. I'm gonna make them a little smaller than this, but the idea will be the same. Alright, rotate Z 90. Oh. Where's my period key? There we go. Bring this little fella up here. Rotate him a bit. Scale him up. Extrude him out. Scale him down. Bring him out a bit more. Line. Bring it backward a bit. On most of it, except for the tip. And boom. I'll rotate them on, do I have active? No, I don't. So I'll rotate. This one. Rotate Z. Rotate Y. Hit X. Kind of like make them droop a bit. There we go. That should work. Nice.
Yeah, no silly ears.
Move back a little bit. There we go. Apply, save. Ears. Wondrous. Alright. Little floppy sheep ears on an animal that ambushes everything and crawls on ice if it runs. Yeah, it's a little bit of tonal whiplash, but you know what? We can work with it. It kind of gives it like a... I don't know why, it's giving like a cartoon plesiosaur vibe. I will say, hold on, let's bring back the arms and see how much this tonally clashes. Yeah, it is a there's a little bit of whiplash there, but we'll keep them for now, see how we feel about them later. Alright. Okay. I'm liking how it's looking so far. I'm gonna hide the ears for now and then get to sculpting. Okay, so if I smooth that out, it's not really what I wanted to do, but it's what it is. Alright. 0.2. Alright. Smooth that out, And we should get right to it. I think it's the human hands, yeah. It does clash a bit. Okay, I kind of want to give it like shoulder blades almost. Let's unhide the arms for now and see how that looks if it wants to do that. There we go. Unhide. Nice. A little bit of shoulder blade. Or let's just make it kind of have back muscles in general. Size. Smooth that out. I need to like get a longer view of this thing. There we go. Phase it out by there. Definitely make it more round here. And then only slightly smooth this out. Nice. Big fan of that. Can I inflate these a bit? And there we go. Let's give it a little bit of facial features, just so we know what we're working with. Bring in the jaws a bit. this up a bit. Alright, yeah. I think we're starting to get a bit more of a coherent shape here. Need a lot more resolution though. How many faces do I have? Oh, it's only 120,000 faces. Let's make this one way smaller than actually. Well, not that much smaller, but about this much. Actually, we could go even more, apparently. I thought we'd have way more faces from that, but alright. 600,000 faces, that'll do it. Some animals are just kind of like that. Thresher sharks have impressive tails, but they're blessed with one of the most goofy looking faces of the shark world. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It's like I was saying with the leopard seal, you know, you get, which I didn't bring in, did I? I did. But I can bring in more of those, actually. Grab this. Bring you in. Like, this is kind of goofy looking, but kind of scary as well. So, you know. Just bring him over here for a bit more of a concept of what I'm going for. There we go. Alright. And then... alt perspective. There we go. Yeah, now it shows up. On the X. Cool. Alright. Draw a little bit of a mouth in here. Now that's terrifying. That right there, pure horror. I'm frightened. I don't know about you. Why does it keep asking me to send feedback? I don't want to send feedback. Google is working just fine. Alright. Crease sharp, perhaps. Look at me, so happy. Oh, hell yeah. I think it goes all the way down the neck. Not sure. I think we need to give it like a solid nose first. It was a little too rounded. I need to flatten it. Okay, it's a little more proper. Something. Alright, I think this is beginning to take form a little more. Nope, not that. There we go. A little bit of a strong jaw muscle here. Maybe not that strong. Bring the strength down a bit. Smooth that out. Are my dogs coughing? What are you doing? Eating hair? Alright, I think... Now we just gotta figure out a mouth here. He's just a chill dude. Oh. Maybe give him a bit of an underbite. What did they do for this? Could just be like a line. What makes a good sea monster mouth? That's the question. If we can solve that, then we can actually keep going with it. Hold on, let's look up sea monster mouths. Sea monster mouth. Images. Okay, well these are not quite what I was looking for, but I like this one. That's a real fish. That's in the ocean. Just so you know, in case you were able to sleep comfortably at night, that's somewhere on the planet, and it's real. What is this? Lizard fish. Okay, well, I learned something today. I like this. I'm gonna put that one in the memory bank. Alright, if we go back to leopard seals, actually, how do we make... Oh, look at him. He's so cute. That's the trouble. There's a weird mix here of cute and terrifying. Maybe... Just a thought. I'm gonna have to model it with the mouth open. And that way, if I do that, I can get a better picture of what I'm doing. Yeah, because when the mouth's closed, they just look deceptively not at all intimidating. So you know what? Let's see if we can like get this open. Goblin sharks have cool mouths, but I don't know if it'll fit with the creature you're making here. Maybe something else down the line. Yeah. Retractable mouth for something is definitely going to be a different kind of sea creature altogether. Make it look cute. That's true. We could. I'm going to make him a little sad. Actually, wait. Can we give it like a stronger brow? See if that'll do anything. I think maybe the big eyes are kind of an issue, actually. Let's just make them like tiny eyes. Tone down the brow just a little bit. Give them like little pin eyes. Wonderful. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's bring this in just a little bit. We can make the cavity a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. It's more reasonably sized. He's kind of giving an Eeyore vibe right now. Alright.
Make it look sleepy, trust. So it's scarier when they open.
That's true. Maybe we grab this. I'll appreciate the 5. Maybe we just like droop them down a bit. Maybe we can droop everything down. Yeah, make it a little saggy. I think that's the move. You make it more like a weeper than an intimidating horse. Yeah, no, definitely not that. There we go. Okay, that's something. And give it a bit of a cheekbone here. There we go. Okay, I'm starting to see the vision a little bit. We need to narrow the jaw a bit, though. Let's bring that all in. Let's go bigger and smoother, but... it's not as smooth if I do the 2D, so we'll do this one instead. Bring it forward a bit. Maybe a little bit narrower. Bring this down a bit. That's something. Alright, I'm feeling it. Let's see. I don't want to smooth that out too much. Model them a little bit separate just to start. Maybe not. That's it, because if I smooth this out, it's almost like a dogfish at this point. Interesting. Kind of like the vibe. We just need to flatten this out so it's a little more easy to tell what it's going to look like. That's not really working. How do we cave this in? That's not quite right. I wish there was an easier way to just kind of be like, hey, this section, don't want it. So with sculpting, it's always kind of going to just fold in on itself, which annoys me a little bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's whatever. We can work with the rest of the mouth once we get to it, but I think having it a little bit open to start definitely is going to help. Why is it smoother on one side? Hold on. Sculpt. I guess I have to go to mesh edit. Hold on. Oh, alright, cool. Mesh symmetrize. Plus X to minus X. There we go. Alright, that works a little better. Alright. We'll probably add some like scars and stuff to it later, which will definitely add to this. The vibe is starting to come together though. I can feel it, I can understand what it's gonna be. Hmm. I think I like that a little better. Yeah, that works a little better. Then we gotta give him collarbones. We're gonna have to like make this less round in general, honestly. It's very round, very plush armed seal, yeah. He's trying to evolve. He's the missing link. Okay, let's find a way to make this a little more flat, I guess. Just do the whole thing. Yeah, there we go. And then add a little bit of ribs. But only a little bit. Actually, we do it from under here so it's a little more consistent. It's going a little too long, so we'll have it curve up by about here. And have this one go a little further. Bring this up and smooth it out. I like a lot for here. My bit for these. But definitely quite a bit more at the top. Just to have a decent little extra bit of detail. Wonderful. Okay. I want to give him these. Nice. And maybe kind of shoulder blades. That's not quite what I wanted. Makes it a little more lumpy. Ain't nothing wrong with lumpy when we're making a monster. Alright, it's definitely starting to take more of an actual, like, proper shape. The ears honestly kinda add to it, not gonna lie. X. There we go. Probably make them even droopier. Yeah, that'd be a good adjustment for it. Leave them out again for now, but we'll come back to them later. I'm liking the basic shape that it's taking. It's looking pretty good right now. Little quick save. I like the vibe. It's coming together. Oh man, I'm getting tired though. How long have we been streaming for? Almost 2 hours now. I think that's a good place to call it. We can come back to him next Saturday. Definitely think we made good progress though. Hopefully, I'm not sick again this Saturday. I wasn't today. So I shouldn't be next Saturday, but you never know, I guess. I didn't like that I had to reschedule so many times with last stream and then the stream before that, but should be good now. Should be good to have like an actual nice consistent schedule. But next Saturday we're coming back, we're finishing him up, or at least adding more detail to him. Funky little fella so far, I know, right?
He's so cool. He's just so chill like that.
But I think we're on to something. Once we get more into the like nitty-gritty detail, I think that's what's really gonna come together. But yeah, either way, appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out for a little bit, contributing some ideas for it. And next time we're gonna put a little more detail into the model before we get to actually like finalizing it. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you next time. Peace.